Have you ever just oh, my bad, greetings. My name is Moshe Ben Yasharel, and I am your hostess with the mostest. Welcome to my channel. Have you ever uh noticed how the Most High Yahuwah is always talking about trees? And as I began to sit here and think about it, I ran across, a post where someone was saying that uh something about your works, you know, uh words speak louder than your words or something like that. I forgot what the saying was, but I heard it a while back. They was like somebody was saying like, have you ever do you when a tree is growing, do you ever hear it grow? And that's sort of kind of how your works are. You know, with works, you don't always see the works. You can hear words. Words are loud. You know what I mean? But your works, you don't always see the works. So it's like, when a tree falls, do you hear it in the forest? Do you ever hear a tree fall? And you don't. And it's just like, do you ever hear a tree growing? But we know it's growing. It's fascinating how, the Most High, Yahuwah, in his word, he compares us to trees. And as I've stated before, I think it's in Mark 9, if I'm not mistaken, um, where he did the healing of the blind man in Bethsaida. I think it was. I could be wrong. You can reference check me. But when he did the miracle, when Yahusha, um, you know, spit on the ground and you know what I'm saying, made mud and put it on his eyes, and he washed it off. He asked him, what did he see? And he said, I see people that look like trees. And, I try to, help you see the allegorical and the symbolic symbolism, let me say that the Most High uh, placed in the Bible, although we see things on the surface. And it's just kind of funny how, he says when he wiped his eyes clean the first time after he put the mud, because sometimes it takes us going through, some things and seeing things in the wrong way for us, to see things the right way. So, and to me, that's kind of what the mud represented was, because we know dirt or mud, is what we would consider dirty. But we also understand that we were created from the earth. And so the mud, you know what I'm saying, is to me symbolic to, how people say down to earth, because we're in these days we deal with religious spirits. It's a lot of religious people, you know, um, they quote scriptures, they look good, but they don't live good. You know what I'm saying? They don't live according to, you see what I'm saying? Nor do they teach others to live according to the way that things are supposed to be done. But anyway, that's not my point. My point is that he made the reference to the trees, and he said, what do you see? He said, I see people that look like trees. So, he you know, washed his eyes, cleared his vision up again. And he said he sees clearly. He see people, because that was what was in the garden, when the Garden of Eden, You know, when he said you can eat from every tree that is in the garden. You know what I mean? So those were the trees, just like in Psalms 1, I think it's verse 4, where he said, you shall be like a tree planted by rivers of living water. So in so many ways, we are like a tree. You know what I'm saying? When you look at your stem cells, they look like trees. You know what I mean? So, I just, thought that would be interesting to speak on because, you know, a lot of the times when the Most High is doing his work, a lot of people don't see it. That's just like, Moses. He was on the backside of the mountain. That's just like Gideon. Gideon was a timid man. He was threshing the floor. Nobody seen him. You know what I mean? But God was doing a work in him. Yahuwah, the Most High God, was doing a work in him. And so, not all the time do we see the finished product, right off hand. It's like, in Jeremiah when he described the potter's wheel, when he put the clay on the potter's wheel, that lump of clay might have lumps in it. It might need to be, the lumps might need to be smoothed out. He might take it off the potter's wheel and throw it back in the mud and add more mud to it, and and then put it on the wheel. And I don't know if you've ever seen anyone on a potter's wheel, but you should check it out. You know what I mean? How they form the mud into very beautiful items, after the product is done, after the work is done, how I took a pottery class when I was in school, arts and craft, and we used to make, animals and pots, and we used to paint and stuff. But, after you, form it, then it has to be cured, so the work is always a process. You're not just gonna see the work right off hand. We're all you know in the workings. We're all like clay in the Most High's hands. So sometimes you won't see the finished product because it's a process. You know what I'm saying? So stay faithful. Shalom, peace and blessings.